Morning! We are finally going to do some wheat. So we're starting the day off a little rough. Batteries for the remote in this Unverferth tender are dead, and the batteries on the tender are dead. Like the car battery. And yes, the disconnect was switched. So the remote batteries take a charger. Now we gotta go play the game of hunt the charger, because I can't do anything. There's a way to bypass everything on this tender without the remote, but I can't remember how to do it. So we're gonna go find a charger. It's a great start to the morning. Hopefully we find this thing, we get some seed in the drill, and we just go on without a hitch. That'd be great. I could use a couple relaxing days. All right, I got a battery that works, so we're back in business. All right, we're cooking now. All right, we're loaded. First time I've pulled anything since I got my truck back. I got airbags on her now, so I'll just go ahead and just bump the air up a little bit. So basically, this is an airbag that when you're under a heavy load, you can basically put air in that bag and it will raise the rear end of the truck up a little bit so you're not sagging. Just kind of helps give you a little bit better of a payload. So this is a 3500. I don't really know that we needed it, but I figured if I was doing all this stuff to the truck, I might as well put the airbags under it. One thing's for sure, this truck pulls that tender way better than my old one. I love that old truck, the 04 I had. Probably one of my favorite body styles of pickups ever, next to a square body. But there's no denying that 150 extra horsepower and like 200 and some extra foot-pounds of torque make a difference. You there, ain't that pretty? We don't have any wheat over here at this hoop barn on this farm, but that's where the drill is. I want to get it filled up here. I want to make sure everything works, and then we will head to the field. And I'll have BJ and Brad move my truck to the field, and because I'm gonna need to fill up. We have 220 acres right where we're going. It's a little later than I wanted to get started because a little bit of road bumps this morning, but we should make a pretty big dent in it. It's 10:10, so if we can get going and have no headaches, we'll probably get most of that planted today, hopefully. Now, some of that is going to depend on how late I want to stay in the seat, but I do love planting when everything's going well. It's one of the most relaxing, rewarding jobs, I think, on the farm. So we're going to back this up a little bit so we can get the tender to those boxes, and then we'll get her filled up. This will be the first task this new Fendt tractor has done. Just remembered a couple things we got to do, actually. All right, after several growing pains, we're heading to the field finally. It's noon now. It's actually 12:20. I just spent a lot of time doing things I thought that were already done, and a lot of time fixing things that I didn't think were broken. Or just, they weren't even broken, just little issues. I hate the first day of doing anything. I really thought we'd be planning by now. So I just found out that we do need an unlock for this thing. That is very stupid in my opinion. I guess every manufacturer assumes that everyone wants to run their brand of guidance. We don't. I've seen Agleader or Trimble or Outback, anybody on just about anyone's machines. I mean, baffles me why that's a thing, but long story short, we need an unlock, and apparently they have to hook up to this tractor with a computer to do that, which also completely baffles my mind as to why that's a thing, but it is. So I'm going to park this for now, see how long it takes to get an unlock. If it's something that can be quickly done, no big deal. It may not be though. Oh, hopefully that's the phone call now. It is. Let's see. You don't need to see out of that window.
Reckon that'll hurt all at once, PJ?
Yeah. So until we hear something from AgCom, we'll help them move. If this doesn't work out, I will probably see what I got to switch wire-wise to steer with AGCO's GPS. Can definitely be done. We prefer to run everything through agleader, so all of our planning data is, everything's all jiving together. It's just easier for record keeping. It's really not a huge deal. There's not markers on that planner, so guidance would definitely help one way or another, but I would be able to steer at least and get something done while we're waiting. I just did not realize that Fendt required an unlock. I believe that's something new. Told the salesman that's very John Deere-like.
Well, afternoon everybody. Got Bob Cam here. Brian gave me a camera, so we're going to down home and do some beans. He's trying to get ready to do wheat. Waiting on BJ here. Fueled up. He's fueled up, washing his windows. He's up on the side there washing his windows. So Brian's got to plant a drill over here. Do beans. They had to do something. They had to come down and unlock it so the agleader will work or something. We found out. So, they ain't gonna do beans for a while, so I don't know. If he'll do anything today or wheat, if he saw it today or not. Not, but he'll come do beans where I'm going. So we'll see you over in the field.
One of the best parts about these service beds, you always have a bathroom stall.
A little more, 5 feet, a little more, a little more, 2 feet. Okay, we're down here at the field, ready to start. Gotta wait till my combine kind of cycles, it opens, clear up, then it closes, clear down every time I start, every 24 hours. Gotta wait till that happens, then we're ready to start. Be a little tough here this morning, but this afternoon, yeah, they're not too bad.
Dad, you want your header down here, don't you? Or not your header, your pickup.
Not necessarily take up the house or whatever. It don't make a difference. BJ, yeah, BJ can take you back. I'll be okay.
We're back over here now. Help them get moved, and they're going back and forth. So don't know about steering yet, but I do know that if we are able to get our unlock today, I am going to need an antenna on top of that that tractor to get GPS. So we're gonna go rob one off of either the sprayer or the combine. For some reason, Dad still isn't driving the Gleaner. I don't know why, but in beans, he's never really ran it. He runs it in corn. He likes it, but he never runs it in beans. Well, I guess we can go ahead and do some things to this machine while we're waiting. So right now I'm just waiting on Ohio Ag. So we are going to fill up with fuel and def. I think I can calibrate my agleader system. Basically, we just can't steer. So my agleader will still be able to pull in GPS, but it's not going to steer the tractor. If I had markers, we'd just go, but I don't have markers. Yeah, we're in some big fields. I don't know how well it's going to work, but we'll see what we can do. Unfortunately, this tractor also uses this stuff, so we got to put some government juice in it. We've been using this barn since 1990. Maybe one of these days we'll put an electric outlet on both sides of the door. All right, I think we're going to head to the field. Just got off the phone with our Horsch dealer, Paul Martin and Sons. I can't say enough good things about them. They are not super close to us by any means, but their support over the phone is just about second to none. So they walked me through a couple things. If you guys have heard me talking about it in the combine this year, one of the things I did not like about the Avatar was that the way it data layers things, basically it has assigned one of the seed bins as fertilizer, and one of them is considered seed when it interprets the data into agleader or any kind of monitor, which doesn't sound like a big issue. I mean, you just, on your agleader, like this is what I did. I made profiles for fertilizer that were just seed varieties. But as we've progressed through harvest, I've noticed that it's just confusing. You're trying to figure out, is this a field planted as seed or is this field planted as fertilizer? None of our auto tracking works. Did lots of side-by-sides, and you have to manually switch them, which does not sound like a pain in the butt until you're in the middle of a 150-acre field. You've been combining for 6-7 hours, and you forget. Happens to me all the time. So then your side-by-side data is flawed at that point. Well, I was pretty sure you could combine those two bins where you're pulling a half array out of each bin, which is what we're doing. Walk me through that. Basically, I kind of submitted my case for why I would like to see it to where each bin is considered seed. That way, you could split hybrid, put side-by-sides and stuff like that. long story short, the tech from Paul Martin, Ted, helped me get that squared away. We're still not, you know, individually labeled seed and seed, but we have a combined bin now, so at least our wheat auto tracking will work next summer. That probably doesn't make any sense. It's kind of hard to explain, but I think we're ready to go to the field. We still don't have steering, but maybe we can do something in the field, I don't know. So after talking with some people, I'm pretty sure that I can run the guidance that came from AGCO with this tractor and run my agleader, which is what we're going to do. Basically, my agleader is pulling in GPS data. It knows where we are right now. It'll still map, but we're going to steer with the Fendt guidance system. I think that'll work. So being this late in the day, there's basically zero chance that we will finish over here now, which is fine. So we're going to start down here at the back. Basically, there's a 150 acre field here, a 60 field right beside it, 60 acre field right beside it, and then there's a 10 acre field beside that. We're starting the 10 acre field, work our way up to the big field. We should get to it tonight, assuming everything else works. Big assumption. I would like to at least get the tender empty. That way I can bring over a different hybrid in the tender tomorrow. So let's pretend everything worked fantastic. I was going to have to come back to the farm to get seed today regardless. I only brought about 150-ish acres of seed because I wanted to put a different hybrid in this field to do a little comparison. I kind of like to experiment with things like that because you don't know what's the best hybrid for your ground until you try it. It's one of the fun parts of farming, trying to figure it out. It's like a big jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah, it's about what, 1:30 and they're still tough. 15, boy. We ain't dry down. A lot of dew this morning. Hopefully they'll dry down. We'll just hear different varieties. Seems a little drier than one on the end. 17, 18, 19. Now my reels was running fast. Now it's slowed down where it should be. So about like the running it speeds up and slows down the ground speed. It's automatic.
So we just planted just a strip of wheat. I want to see how deep we're going. I have this thing set pretty deep, and with those adjustments we made to it yesterday, we may need to shallow up some. There's no moisture in this dirt, which is a little unnormal. Dad's a plant in the moisture. How? There isn't any. Let's dig down here. We're pretty deep. There's the wheat. So we're a little too deep. I don't know if you can see this little wheat kernel right there. That little guy is about 2 inches down. Good news is there's a little bit of moisture. The bad news is that's a little bit deep. There's a little bit we're in the moisture. What little bit there is, I don't know. I'm gonna get a recommendation from the boss man. I don't know if we should go down or stay there. So after consulting our wheat agronomist, he recommended 1.25 inches even with the dry conditions. He said the wheat will still come up. Said planting it too deep is just delaying it too long and it's not great. So we're going to shallow up. Sometimes these things can be a little stubborn, so I just pull on with a screwdriver like that and pops them right loose. Got that adjusted. Let's make a pass and well, see what we got. All right, let's go check her out. Well, it looks like I should have checked a couple rows before I went through the whole thing, because now we need to raise it one more. Oh, and now we have a hydraulic leak. Oh my God, it's like there's some force at work. I thought today'd be pretty relaxing. I've been pretty stressed out last 2 days with the possibility of burning the combine down. Thought this would be a nice change of pace. My head hurts so bad right now. Whew.
Had a call from the gentleman, the boy's dad that I sold my pickup to, Nebraska, back to. He was telling me it just been so dry out there, no corn or nothing. And he said the basis is I think $1.30 over. There's no corn out there. So I feel for him out there. So that's the way Mother Nature does. But next year might be our turn, so you never know. Okay, dumping in the Unverferth stream, 1319 cart. Tracks on it makes it really nice. Of course, not in compaction this year, don't have to worry about it, but see, I still got the hole with my auger, ain't got fixed, leaking a few beans. Probably wondering why I'm not using the Gleaner beans. Brian's sowing wheat, sitting over there. Well, I was going to, and I'm just used to this combine. I want to get these beans off, so thought, look, this combine runs good, so I'm used to it. So I'll just keep running Brian, and he'll come back in the other one there. Nice speed. And might switch it over to corn. See what the weather does. I don't think it's supposed to rain. So I keep working on these beans.
So the Calvary is here. BJ's bringing me an O-ring and some wrenches. Tell you what, the amount of productivity is stifling around here. Good news is we got about a 45-mile-an-hour wind. Yeah. And we're back to operational for now. We are finally 10 acres in. We're planting fine. We're using the AGCO guidance fine. The agleader's still mapping for us. All that's working well. Got some kind of rattling going on back there with the fan on the blower. It's pretty loud. I'm sure you guys can hear it right now. BJ is going to come over with some tools and we're going to take the cage apart on it. I don't have the tools to do that right here. I don't know if something's in it. It's just got a really loud vibration. I'm afraid if we keep running it prolonged that we will tear it up. It's working fine. I mean, I'm going to keep going until it gets here, unless we blow it up. But I don't know, it's just kind of, that's the only thing that's worrying me right now. Everything else is working good now, which is a huge relief. Every now and then on the Avatar, I have a sensor that tells the Avatar when we're in the ground. It's like it flickers or something. Hasn't done it a lot, has done it a few times. Now that sensor, when it does that, we quit planting for a split second. Now, it has not done it longer than a couple seconds. So, there's still seed in the system. This is a drill, keep in mind, an air seeder. We're not having any skips, because it's like it's cutting in and out. So, there's a potentiometer back there. Next time it does it, I'm going to go check it to make sure it's all tight and everything. To be honest, I don't even know what I'm checking, but we're gonna go back there and look. Right now it's working fine. It hasn't done it since the first round. I remember it doing that a time or two in the spring, but I don't know. That's the only things that are giving me issues at the moment, which that's a massive improvement. Now, one thing cool about this Fendt 1 cap, we do have a pretty cool little display right here. Seems to be working good. I was hoping to be able to paint, so I could tell my coverage area. I know you can do that. I can't remember how to do that. Pretty minute thing though. Bubby's here with the tools. So we took this thing apart. No real help. Don't really know what's going on. In between headaches, I've been kind of playing around with this Fendt monitor. It is, I like it. I do like it. Pretty easy to find stuff on it. There's our fuel consumption. Keep in mind we're pulling downhill at the moment. That's been fluctuating a lot. Looks like we've burned 50 gallons in this tractor since it was born into existence, and 1.7 gallons of the juice.
Well, it's getting dark. See, shadows. We got the field done down over the hill. Up here behind our shop here now, so we're doing it. Got a green cart to fill in up. That's going to be it. Get that much done. Hard to see here tonight this time of evening. Shadows starting to get tough. Sun going down. Shadows cover the whole field pretty well. 30 acres here. Well, I think I'm gonna call it tonight. Got the cart loaded here. I'm loading it now. Should load it. So, I don't know what we did do. like 13 acres of this 30-acre field, so we'll finish it tomorrow pretty easy. Got 42 acres across the road. We'll be done right over here. Goes to wheat. We'll have all the wheat ground off. So I guess that's going to be it for me tonight. So we'll catch you on the next one.
All right, this is several hours later. A tech from Ohio Ag came out late at night. He got here about 7. We tinkered around on this thing, and now we have agleader steering. So thank you, Ohio Ag, for getting out here. It's good service. So we've had several issues today, but the going theme here is we've had good service. That's why we do business with the people we do business with. We've always had good service, and at some point, all this stuff is going to break. It just is what it is. You know, it's things like that that mean a lot when you're when you're about to pull your hair out, but you have confidence that the company you're doing business with is going to take care of you. That makes all the difference in the world. So anyways, we're going to put seed in this thing. This was not a very productive day, but by God, I think we are pretty good to go. As long as nothing happens to that fan, like I say, it's making a lot of noise, but I could not see anything wrong with it. So we're going to fill this thing up. We're going to come back tomorrow. It's going to be a good day. I can feel it.
It's dark and it's cold, but by God, we can see. Man, that sun went down. Temperature dropped about 20 degrees in about 10 minutes. Feels like, anyways. It's cold.
Get our hand railing up there so we don't fall.
That's the way the day is going.
So we are not empty, but I think I've ran out enough seed that I can at least get this tender empty.
All right, we're empty and we're full.
Turn off our blockage monitor, maybe. I think. I'd like to. Where's the button? There we go. Agleader off. Key off. Well, guys, that's it for this video. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Not every day's a good day on a farm, but we got through it. No one got hurt. My head hurts a little bit, I guess, but you know, you'll have that sometimes. Thanks for watching. Do us a favor, if you stuck around this long, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you tomorrow.